Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will have a look at logical operators in Java. So what are logical operators? They are used to perform logical operations on two or more Boolean expression. Now what are logical operations? Below are the four logical operations which are available in Java. So first one is AND operator, which is denoted by double ampersand symbol. Second is OR operator, which is denoted by double pipe symbol. Third is NOT operator, which is denoted by exclamation symbol. And the fourth is XOR operator, which is denoted by this symbol. Now, what is the use of logical operators? Logical operators are used to evaluate a condition, and if that condition is satisfied, then only a certain piece of code will execute. For example, you want to execute a piece of code only if certain condition is satisfied. If that condition is not satisfied, you don't want the code to execute. In that case, you can make use of logical operators. We will be seeing how to do that once we start to code. Here we can see four tables for these four operators, and I will show you how it works once we start to code and what is the meaning of these Boolean values. We will see one by one. So let's open our IntelliJ and I'll explain you there. So I have opened my IntelliJ IDE. I will go ahead and create a new class. Class name will be logical operator. So I've created my class. I will create the main method now. So my main method is ready. Before starting with logical operators, I want to explain you what are if-else statement. So as I said, logical operators are used to evaluate a condition, and based on that condition, if you want to execute a certain piece of code, for that we use if-else statement. So if the condition is true, then I want to execute code inside this block. If the condition is not true, then I want to execute code inside this block. So based on this condition, whatever condition I will mention here, I want to execute either this code or this piece of code. So for that purpose, we use if-else statement. This is called flow control statement because it helps in controlling the execution flow of your program. There are many more flow control statements which we will be seeing in a dedicated video. So as of now, you can just know if-else statement will execute certain piece of code based on what condition you are giving to this statement. For example, suppose I have a variable of integer type, variable name is age, and its value is 19. So I want to print statement. Based on the age, I want to determine whether the person is adult or he is a minor. So I want to check this age value. So I will check if age greater than equal to 18, I will print the person is adult. And if this condition is not getting satisfied, obviously this block of code will execute. Person is minor. So here I have a condition. If age is greater than equal to 18, then only this piece of code will execute. If this condition is not satisfied, it will go into the else block and this else block statement will execute. So using this condition, I am able to control which block of code will execute. So this is the use of if else block. So if I execute this program, I should get person is adult. See, I'm getting person is adult. Now if I make this as 15, now this piece of code will not execute and else block code will execute. So if I run this, see the person is minor. So if else statement are used to execute a certain piece of code based on the condition which is given to it. And this condition should always be either true or false. If it is true, this if statement will get executed. and if it is false, this else block will get executed. So I hope it is clear. Now we will see an example for logical operator. So first logical operator is logical AND, which is denoted by double ampersand. So this is called logical AND operator. Now I want to write a program where first I have to check the person's age should be greater than 18 and he should have a valid license. Then only I will allow him to drive. So this is the program. The first condition is age should be greater than 18 and second condition is valid license. So if these two conditions are getting satisfied, then only I have to allow the person is allowed to drive. I want to print this. So how I can write this code? I have a variable age and suppose his age is greater than 18. I will take 19 as the age and another condition I have to take valid license. So I will take Boolean data type and name of the variable will be has valid license. So this is the name of the variable and for example he has a valid license. It is true. So based on these two condition, I have to print person is allowed to drive. If this condition is not satisfied, I have to print person is not allowed to drive. Now how we will write this code? So logical AND operator, what it does, it will evaluate the first condition. So first condition age greater than equal to 18. Okay, this is the first condition. Now I want to check one more condition. Second condition is has valid license. To check the second condition, we have logical AND operator. So using AND, you can check has valid license equal to true. So here this double equal to symbol is used to check the equality of two variables. So single equal to is used to assign value to this variable. Double equal to is used to check the equality as we have already seen in a previous video. So here first condition is age greater than equal to 18. So we have age as 19. So first condition will come out to be true. Now and the second condition has valid license. Okay, has valid license is true. True equal to true, which is true. So we got true and true. Both the expression is true. Now if we look at our table for AND operator, so if both the expression is true, A is true, B is true, then it will be evaluated as true. So this will become true. Now this condition has become true because true and true will become true. If this is true, then if block will execute. So we should get output as person is allowed to drive. So if I execute this code, see I'm getting person is allowed to drive. Now here instead of comparing this Boolean expression with this true value, you can directly use this Boolean expression. We don't have to compare it. So instead of comparing, you can directly use has valid license because this itself is a Boolean expression which will be evaluated to either true or false. So you don't have to compare it with any value. So if I run this, we will still get the same output. Now suppose if I make this age lesser than 18, so if I make it 17, now what will happen? The first expression will be evaluated, age greater than equal to 18. No, this is false because our age is 17, so this will become false. Second expression has valid license, this is true. Now we have false and true. If we go to our table, false and true should be false. So the output will be false for this expression. Now, if this expression is evaluated as false, this block of code will not execute. This will execute only if this expression is evaluated as true. In this case, it is evaluated as false. So else block will execute now. So we should get output as person is not allowed to drive. So yeah, we are getting person is not allowed to drive. So I hope it is making sense. So the conclusion for AND operator is the condition will be evaluated to true if and only if both this expression 1 and expression 2 is true. Otherwise, it will always be false. So if we look at our table, this will be true only if A and B both are true. Otherwise, it will be false. So in this case, how Java works internally, it will check the first expression. If first expression is true, then only it will check the second expression, because if first expression comes out to be false, it will not check the second expression, because anyways if first expression is false, the output will be evaluated to false only. I hope you are getting my point here. So suppose if first condition is true, then I need to check the second condition. If the second condition is true, then only I will get output as true. But if the first condition itself is false, no matter what is the output of second expression, we will get output as false. So Java will, in that case, if the first expression is coming out to be false, Java will not check the second expression. It will directly give output as false. So this is also called as short circuit operator, because we are short circuiting. We are not checking both the expression in case the first expression comes out to be false. So these are called short circuit operators. I hope it is clear. Now let's look at logical OR operator. So it is denoted by double pipe symbol. Now I will comment this piece of code before writing the second program. Suppose I have to write a program where I'm running a shopping website where I want to give discount to minor citizens and senior citizens. So anyone who is below 18 years of age and above 65 years of age, I want to give discount to those persons only. So my first condition is age should be less than 18. We'll comment this. And second condition is age should be greater than 65. Either he is a minor or he is a senior citizen. Then only I have to give discount. So let's write a code. So I will take a variable of int type. Variable name will be age. Suppose the person visiting my website is having age as 15. So I will write program to check age less than equal to 18, or sorry, I want anyone who is lesser than 18. So I will not check for equal to 18. I just want anyone who is less than 18. I want to give discount to them, or age greater than 65. So here I am using OR operator. Now what OR operator will do? So in case of AND operator, both the conditions should be true. Both the expressions should be true to be evaluated as true. But in case of OR operator, either one is true, it will be true. If either one of this expression comes out to be true, it will be evaluated to true. So our requirement will be met using OR operator, because I want to give discount to person whose age is lesser than 18 or greater than 65. So we will be using OR operator for this use case, and else he cannot get discount. So what I'll print, eligible for discount, not eligible for discount. So my code is ready. So here, if we look at the first expression, age less than 80, yeah, 15 is lesser than 80. So this will be evaluated as true. Or age greater than 65, no, this will be evaluated as false. Second expression is false. Now we have true and false. If we look at our table for OR operator, this is our table. So true and false will be evaluated as true. So this will be equal to true. So this condition will become true. So if this condition becomes true, then if block will be executed and we should get output as eligible for discount. Now if I run this code, I will get eligible for discount. Now suppose a person having 35 years of age is visiting my website. Now in this case, first expression, age less than 18, no, it will be false. Second expression, age greater than 65, no, this is also false. So if we look at our table, false, false, obviously it will be false. So this condition will become false. Now this expression or this condition is evaluated as false. So if this is false, if block will not execute. The other block will execute, that is else block. So we should get output as not eligible for discount. So if I run, I will get not eligible for discount. Now suppose someone having age 75 is visiting our website. First expression, obviously it will be false. Age not less than 18. Age greater than 65, this will become true. So false and true, again if we look at our table, false, true, it should be evaluated to true. So it will become true. Now again this condition is true, so if block will execute. So we will get output as eligible for discount. Yeah, I hope it is making sense. So the conclusion for OR operator is if either of this expression is true, the resultant output will be true. If both are false, then only the output will be false. If we look at the table, if either of this is true, the output will be true. If both are false, then only the output will be false. So I hope it is clear. Now again, this is a short circuit operator. Similar to AND operator, this is also a short circuit operator. What it means? So Java, what it will do, it will check first expression. If first expression is coming out to be true, it will not check the second expression. It will directly give output as true. So suppose we are having age 15. In this case, it will check the first expression. Age less than 18, yeah, age is 15, so it is obviously lesser than 18. So it will not check the second expression. It will directly give output as true because if either of this expression is true, output will be true. So it will just check the first expression. In case if we are getting first expression as false, then only it will check the second expression whether it is false or true. If first itself is true, it will not check the second expression because if first is true, obviously the result will be true. So this was all about logical OR operator. Next operator is XOR operator, which is denoted by symbol, denoted by this symbol. Now, now this symbol is also called as caret symbol. Now if we look at the table for XOR operator, let's look at the table. If both the expression are true, then the output will be false. And if both are false, then the output will be false. Otherwise, it will be true. So in this XOR operator, we can see both are true, then it is false, or if both are false, then it is false. So if both the expressions are coming out to be same, it will be false. Let's see an example for XOR operator. I will comment this piece of code. Now suppose let's take an example in which two players are playing game and obviously only one player can win, and we have to determine whether the result of the game is valid or it is invalid. So we can take boolean data type and variable name is player one winner equal to, suppose player one wins, and second variable will be is player two winner. So obviously this will be false because only one winner can be there. So I want to check whether this result is valid or not. So I can write my code as is player one winner XOR is player two winner. If this condition is evaluated to true, then the result is valid. else the result will be invalid. So if we evaluate these expressions, so first expression is player one winner, which is true. Now XOR is player two winner, it is false. So if true and false, we should get output as true. If we look at our table, so in this table, if true, first expression is true, second is false, then the output will be true. So this expression or this condition is evaluated as true. So we should get the result is valid. If I run this code, I will get output as result is valid. Now suppose I am feeding the data as is player one winner true, is player two winner true. So this is an invalid condition. Both cannot win. Only one will be the winner. So this result will be invalid. So if we look at the code, is player one winner will be true. XOR is player two winner will be true again. True, true, obviously it will be evaluated to false. So if both expressions are true, it should be false. So this will become false. Now since this condition is false, if block will not execute and else block will execute. So we should get the result will be invalid. Sorry, result is invalid. Yeah, result is invalid. So I hope it is making sense. Now in case of XOR operator, it is not a short circuit operator like AND or not short circuit. Like OR operator or AND operator, this operator is not short circuit because both the expressions should be evaluated to give the output. So in this case, no short circuit will happen. Now we will move on to our last logical operator, that is NOT operator. So I will comment this piece of code and let's look what is NOT operator. This is the simplest one. It is denoted by exclamation mark. So NOT operators are used to reverse the Boolean values. If the Boolean value is false, it will reverse it to true. If it is true, it will reverse it to false. Suppose I have a Boolean data type and variable name is door locked. Value is false. So I want to write a logic. If my door is not locked, in this case, is door locked is false. So my door is not locked. So I want to write a logic where I want to print lock the door. If the door is not locked, lock the door. Is door locked? It will check for this is door locked value, and if it is not locked, then I want to print lock the door. And if it is locked, I want to print open the door. Open the door. Now obviously this will check for is door locked. This is false. So obviously this will not execute. This if block will not execute because is door locked is false. But I want to execute this block of code when the door is not locked. So how I have to make this variable from false to true for this block to execute. So how I can make this false to true? I can just use not operator. Now this is door locked value is false. Using this exclamation or not operator, this will be converted to true. Now, since this is evaluated to true, if block will be executed and I will get output as lock the door. If I run this code, I will get output as lock the door because is door locked is false. So door is not locked, lock the door. Now suppose if I make this as true. Now the door is locked. So again, it will check this if condition. Is door locked? Yes, true. So this is true. Using this not operator, it will become false. So now this if block will not execute because this is false. So it will come to else block. So it will print open the door. So I should get output as open the door. Yeah. So door is locked, open the door. Door is not locked, lock the door. I hope it is clear now. So this was all for logical operators. If you have any doubts, you can mention it in the comment section and see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.